Can we talk about? Let's talk about Kansas for a minute.
Sure. Sure.
I read on your website that Sammy Hagar did not get the job. I wish I would have banged his balls on that for not getting the job when I interviewed him a couple of years ago. But
I you know what? I never even knew that he auditioned
until later.
Until later, the guys in the band never mentioned him to me.
Yeah.
Ever. I ended up becoming friends with Sammy Hagar shortly after I left Kansas. We had the same manager.
Oh, Carter?
Ed Leffler.
Oh, that, yep.
He died in, I think, the early 2000s. But
yep.
The guys in the band, they never. I always used to try to prod from them. Who'd you guys audition? They gave me a handful of guys, and one of the guys was the guy that did Jesus Christ Superstar. I forget his name.
Yeah.
Much better looking guy than me. He had those, those blue eyes that knock girls out. And,
yeah.
I forget his name, but he didn't get the gig. They chose me for some reason. But no, I never knew about the whole Sammy Hagar thing until a couple of years ago.
Oh, really? That's fun.
No, I didn't.
But what was it to replace, a band that's pretty close to the top of their game and to replace the lead singer? How was it on your side of the fence? I mean,
extremely difficult to fill those shoes.
Yeah.
Here's a guy that I idolize as one of my favorite singers ever. He was right up there with the Lou Gramm and the Brad Delps and Robert Plants, and filling his shoes, man.
Yep.
Was almost. Are you kidding me? I'll take the gig, and I don't say that remorsefully, but
right.
Of course, I took the gig, but I was a Steve Walsh fan, but I must say it was being with the band Kansas has opened so many doors in my life. The short time that I spent with that band has been such a huge part, and still is. People, I get invited to sing at all kinds of events. Sing some Kansas stuff. Sing a few Kansas things. It's like it was such a huge part of, it's that credibility you talked about earlier of having just enough for people just to know who we were. And, that's the guy that's saying, okay. He must know something. Wrong.
So will they actually ask you to sing "Dust in the Wind" and songs that you were not a part of?
I do all the time.
Oh, you do all the time. Well,
all the time.
Forgive me for saying that.
And you know what? They love it. They don't care. They don't.
Right.
It doesn't matter that I wasn't the original guy that sang that. They just want to hear it.
Yeah.
And I did my own version of "Dust in the Wind" 5 or 6 years ago.
Yep.
It was actually recorded live. I had to fix a few of the vocals.
You had to.
I had to. I couldn't take it. But it was recorded live. We were just messing around in the studio one day while we were doing a session, and the band just started breaking into "Dust in the Wind" instead of the guitar being spelled out. The main part of "Dust" being spelled out with a guitar. Mm-hmm. The keyboard player started playing it.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's a cool thing. It's, that part's being spelled out on a keyboard instead of an acoustic guitar.
Right.
And then it built to this big, these were such awesome musicians. It built to this big fever pitch, kind of like more of like a Journey type anthem. Mm-hmm. So that's my version of "Dust in the Wind, and that's the version that I sing.
Yeah.